Chhattisgarh Chattīsgaṛh to the first ha pronounced te florin e degree o eti se angstrom oa 1/2 e plus or minus is a state in central India. It is the 10th largest state in India, with an area of 135,190 km². With a population of 25.5 million, Chhattisgarh is the 16th most populated state of the nation. It is a source of electricity and steel for India. Chhattisgarh accounts for 15% of the total steel produced in the country. Chhattisgarh is one of the fastest developing states in India. The state was formed on November 1, 2000 by partitioning 16 Chhattisgarhi-speaking southeastern districts of Madhya Pradesh. Raipur was made its capital city. Chhattisgarh borders the states of Madhya Pradesh in the northwest, Maharastra in the southwest, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh in the south, Odisha in the east, Jharkhand in the northeast and Uttar Pradesh in the north. Currently the state comprises 27 districts. Etymology: there are several opinions on the origin of the word Chhattisgarh. In ancient times, this region was called Dakshin Kosla. The name Chhattisgarh was popularized during the Maratha period and was first used in an official document in 1795. It is widely believed that Chhattisgarh takes its name from the 36 pillars of Chhattisgarh Devi Temple. The old state had 36 demesnes: Ranthambore, Vijaypur, Karand, Maro, Korga, Newaga, Sundi, Orkar, Padarbhata, Semria, Champa, Latha, Chhuri, Kenda, Matan, Aparora, Pendra, Kirkutai Kandri, Raipur, Patan, Simaga, Singapur, Lavan, Umara, Durg, Sarada, Siraza, Manhadi, Kalari, Serpa, Figaswa, Rajim, Singanga, Subama, Tenganaga and Arkaltara. However, experts do not agree with this explanation, as 36 forts cannot be archaeologically identified in this region. Another view, more popular with experts and historians, is that Chhattisgarh is the corrupted form of Chhattisgarh, which means Raj or Empire of the Chhattis. Geography: the northern and southern parts of the state are hilly, while the central part is a fertile plain. Deciduous forests of the eastern highlands forest cover roughly 44% of the state. The state animal is the Van Bensa, or wild water buffalo. The state bird is the Pahari myna, or hill myna. The state tree is the sal found in Baystar division. In the north lies the edge of the Great Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Rahand River, a tributary of the Ganges, drains this area. The eastern end of the Satpura Range and the western edge of the Kota Nagpur Plateau form an east-west belt of hills that divide the Mahanadi River basin from the Indo-Gangetic Plain. The outline of Chhattisgarh is like a seahorse. The central part of the state lies in the fertile upper basin of the Mahanadi River and its tributaries. This area has extensive rice cultivation. The upper Mahanadi Basin is separated from the upper Narmada Basin to the west by the Mangal Hills and from the plains of Odisha to the east by ranges of hills. The southern part of the state lies on the Deccan Plateau, in the watershed of the Godavari River and its tributary, the Indravati River. The Mahanadi is the chief river of the state. The other main rivers are Hasdo, Rahand, Indravati, Jonk, Arpa and Shivnath. It is situated in the east of Madhya Pradesh. Climate: the climate of Chhattisgarh is tropical. It is hot and humid because of its proximity to the Tropic of Cancer and its dependence on the monsoons for rains. Summer in Chhattisgarh temperatures can reach 45 degrees Celsius. The monsoon season is from late June to October and is a welcome respite from the heat. Chhattisgarh receives an average of 1,292 mm of rain. Winter is from November to January and it is a good time to visit Chhattisgarh. Winters are pleasant with low temperatures and less humidity. Temperature: the temperature varies between 30 and 45 degrees Celsius in summer and between 0 and 25 degrees Celsius during winter. However, extremes in temperature can be observed with scales falling to less than 0 degrees Celsius to 49 degrees Celsius. Transport: road, rail and air transportation from and to Chhattisgarh can be seen from the official website of the Chhattisgarh government. Roads: Chhattisgarh has wide coverage of roads which have pan-nation connectivity. The district headquarters, Chessels and development blocks are well connected with good all-weather roads. 11 national highways passing through the state which are together 2,184 km in length. This includes NH6, NH16, NH43, NH12A, NH78, NH111, NH200, NH202, NH216, NH217, NH221, National Highway 30, India, NH30. The state highways and major district roads constitute another network of 8,031 km. Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Maharastra, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. As of 2012, there are a total of 6635 passenger vehicles plying on 2316 roads of the state. Transport is coordinated through 22 computerized transport offices in the state. A motor and driving school has also been proposed to be established. Rail network. Almost the entire railway network spread over the state comes under the geographical jurisdiction of the Southeast Central Railway Zone of Indian Railways centered around Bilaspur, which is the zonal headquarters of this zone. The construction of Nagpur-Chhattisgarh railway line began in 1878 and was completed in 1882. The main railway junction is Raipur, Durg and Bilaspur Junction, which is also a starting point of many long-distance trains. These three junctions are well connected to the major cities of India. The state has the highest freight loading in the country and 1/6 of Indian Railways revenue comes from Chhattisgarh. The length of rail network in the state is 1,108 km, while a third track has been commissioned between Raipur and Raigad. Construction of some new railway lines are under process. These include Dali-Rajara-Jagdalpur rail line, Penda Road-Jeva Road rail line, Raigad-Mandkoli-Bupdapur rail line and Bawadi-Chumri rail line. Major railway heads are Mahasamand, Bilaspur, Durg, Champa, Rajasthan. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has been engaged to conduct a pre-feasibility study of the metro rail project in the state. A new metro line is proposed between Durg-Bhilai-Raipur near Raipur. First phase work will start with Bhilai-Raipur connectivity. Air. The air infrastructure in Chhattisgarh is small compared to other states. Swami Vivekananda Airport in Raipur is its sole airport with scheduled commercial air services. A massive reduction in sales tax on aviation turbine fuel from 25% to 4% in Chhattisgarh in 2003 has contributed to a sharp rise in passenger flow. The passenger flow has increased by an overwhelming 58% between 2011 and November 2012. It has links to top cities of the country. An on-demand air taxi service is available from Raipur to Korba, Jagdalpur, Raigad, Ambikapur and Jashpur. The state government has signed a MoU with the Airports Authority of India in July 2013 to develop Raigad Airport as the state's second airport for domestic flights. Airports. Swami Vivekananda Airport, Raipur. Other airstrips, Jagdalpur, Nandini Airport, Bhilai, Byakuntha Airstrip, Byakuntha, Kuntarai Airstrip, Raigad, JSPLA Euro Unregistered Trademark S Airstrip, Raigad, Daramal Airstrip, Ambikapur, Korba Airstrip, Korba, Agdi Airstrip, Jashpur, Dondi Airstrip, Dondi, Durg, proposed airstrips. History. Ancient and medieval history. In ancient times, this region was known as Dakshin Kausil. This area also finds mention in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Between the 6th and 12th centuries, Sarapuryas, Panjavanshi, Somvanshi, Kalacharai and Nagvanshi rulers dominated this region. Kalacharis ruled in Chhattisgarh from 980 to 1741 AD. Modern history. Chhattisgarh was under Maratha rule from 1741 to 1845 AD. It came under British rule from 1845 to 1947. Raipur gained prominence over the capital Ranthambore with the advent of the British in 1845. In 1905, the Sambalpur district was transferred to Odisha and the estates of Sagarjar were transferred from Bengal to Chhattisgarh. The area constituting the new state merged into on November 1, 1956, under the States Reorganization Act and remained a part of that state for 44 years. Prior to its becoming a part of the new state of Madhya Pradesh, the region was part of old Madhya Pradesh state, with its capital at Nagpur. Prior to that, the region was part of the Central Provinces and Berar Province under the British rule. Some areas constituting the Chhattisgarh state were princely states under the British rule, but later on were merged into Madhya Pradesh. Separation of Chhattisgarh. The present state of Chhattisgarh was carved out of Madhya Pradesh on November 1, 2000. The demand for a separate state was first raised in the 1920s. Similar demands kept cropping up at regular intervals. However, a well-organized movement was never launched. Several all-party platforms were formed and they usually resolved around petitions, public meetings, seminars, rallies and strikes. A demand for separate Chhattisgarh was raised in 1924 by the Raipur Congress unit and also discussed in the annual session of the Indian Congress at Tripura. A discussion also took place of forming a regional Congress organization for Chhattisgarh. When the State Reorganization Commission was set up in 1954, the demand for a separate Chhattisgarh was put forward, but was not accepted. In 1955, a demand for a separate state was raised in the Nagpur Assembly of the then state of Madhya Pradesh. The 1990s saw more activity for a demand for the new state, such as the formation of a statewide political forum, especially the Chhattisgarh Raya Nirman Manch. Changelal Shudrakal led this forum. Several successful region-wide strikes and rallies were organized under the banner of the forum, all of which were supported by major political parties, including the Indian National Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. The new National Democratic Alliance government sent the redrafted separate Chhattisgarh bill for the approval of the Madhya Pradesh Assembly, where it was once again unanimously approved and then it was tabled in the Lok Sabha. This bill for a separate Chhattisgarh was passed in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, paving the way for the creation of a separate state of Chhattisgarh. The President of India gave his consent to the Madhya Pradesh Reorganization Act 2000 on August 25, 2000. The Government of India subsequently set November 1, 2000, as the day the state of Madhya Pradesh would be divided into Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Governance and Administration. The State Legislative Assembly is composed of 90 members of the Legislative Assembly. There are 11 members of the Lok Sabha from Chhattisgarh. The Rajya Sabha has 5 members from the state. Districts. Chhattisgarh state consists of 27 districts. Municipal corporations: Raipur, Bhilai, Durg, Bilaspur, Raigad, Korba, Ambikapur, Rajasthan, Jagdalpur, Chamri. Major cities: Raipur, Durg, Bhilai, Rajasthan, Mahasamand, Tumtari, Raigad, Ambikapur, Jagdalpur, Champa, Chamri, Kanka, Bilaspur, Korba, Saripalli, Bhattapara, Raigad. Human Development Indicators, HDI. As of 2011, Chhattisgarh had an HDI value of 0.358, the lowest of any Indian state. The national average is 0.467 according to 2011 Indian NHDA report. Standard of living: Chhattisgarh has one of the lowest standard of living in India as per the Income Index, along with the states of Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Rajasthan. These states have incomes below the national average, with Bihar having the lowest income per capita. These poor states, despite low absolute incomes, have witnessed high net state domestic product growth rates, especially Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Uttarakhand, which had growth rates above 10% per annum during the 10th five-year plan period. Education Index: Chhattisgarh has an education index of 0.526 according to 2011 NHDA, which is higher than that of states like Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, which are below the 0.5 mark. Though, it is lower than the national average of 0.563. With respect to literacy, the state fared just below the national average. The recent estimates from census also depict a similar picture, with a literacy rate of 71%, which is close to the All India literacy rate of 74%. According to NSS, The literacy rate for STs and SCs was better than the corresponding national average, and this is a positive sign. Among the marginalized groups, STs are at the bottom of the rankings, further emphasizing the lack of social development in the state. Baistar and Dantewada in South Chhattisgarh are the most illiterate districts, and the dropout ratio is the highest among all the districts. The reason for this is the extreme poverty in rural areas. Health index of Chhattisgarh is less than 0.49, one of the lowest in the country. The health index is defined in terms of life expectancy at birth, since a higher life expectancy at birth reflects better health outcomes for an individual. Despite different health-related schemes and programs, the health indicators such as percentage of women with BMI less than 18.5, under 5 mortality rate and underweight children are poor. This may be due to the difficulty in accessing the remote areas in the state. The prevalence of female malnutrition in Chhattisgarh is higher than the national average. Half of the street females are malnourished. The performance of SCs is a little better than the corresponding national and state average. The under 5 mortality rate among STs is significantly higher than the national average. The percentage of underweight children in Chhattisgarh is also higher than the national average, further underlining the appalling health condition of the state. Unregistered trademark S population. Net state domestic product. Chhattisgarh is one of the emerging states with relatively high growth rates of NSDP and per capita NSDP, 6.2% versus 5.4% all India over 2002 to 2008. The growth rates of the said parameters are above the national averages, and thus it appears that Chhattisgarh is catching up with other states in this respect. However, Chhattisgarh still has very low levels of per capita income as compared to the other states. Urbanization. The demographic profile shows that about 80% of the total population lived in rural areas. Sex ratio. There are 32,895 males and 12,303 females in Chhattisgarh, which is 2.11% of the county unregistered trademark S total population. The sex ratio in the state is one of the best in India, with 991 females per 1,000 males, as is the child sex ratio with 969 females per 1,000 males. Fertility rate. Chhattisgarh has a fairly high fertility rate as compared to all India and the replacement rate. Chhattisgarh has rural fertility rate of 3.2 and urban fertility rate of 2.1 as street population, with the exception of the hilly states of the northeast. Chhattisgarh has one of highest shares of scheduled tribe population within a state, accounting for about 10% of the STs in India. Scheduled castes and STs together constitute more than 50% of the state unregistered trademark S population. The tribals of Chhattisgarh are an important part of the population and mainly inhabit the dense forests of Baistar and other districts of South Chhattisgarh. The total population of the scheduled caste people in Chhattisgarh stood at 22,902 in 2011. Similarly, the percentage increase in the population of the scheduled list of tribals during the 2001 to 2011 decade had been at the rate of 18.23%. The share of the tribal population in the entire state had been 30.62%, which was 31.76% during 2001. Poverty. The incidence of poverty in Chhattisgarh is very high but is better than Odisha and Bihar. The estimated poverty ratio in 2004 (Euro-5) based on uniform reference period consumption was around 50%, which is approximately double the all-India level. The incidence of poverty in the rural and urban areas is almost the same. More than half of the rural STs and urban SCs are poor. In general, the proportion of poor SC in street households in the state is higher than the state average and their community unregistered trademark S respective national averages. Given that more than 50% of the state unregistered trademark S population comprises STs and SCs, the high incidence of income poverty among them is a matter of serious concern in the state. This indicates that the good economic performance in recent years has not percolated to this socially deprived group, which is reflected in their poor performance in human development indicators. Access to drinking water. In terms of access to improved drinking water sources, At the aggregate level, Chhattisgarh fared better than the national average and the SCs of the state performed better than the corresponding national average. Scheduled tribes are marginally below the state average, but still better than the STs at the All India level. The proportion of households with access to improved sources of drinking water in 2008-09 was 91%. This proportion was over 90% even in states like Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. This was largely because these states had over 70% of their households accessing tube wells/hand pumps as sources of drinking water. Sanitation facilities in the state are abysmally low, with only about 27% having toilet facilities, which is far below the All India average of 44%. The streets are the most deprived section in this regard, with only 18% of the street households having toilet facilities, which is lower than the All India average for STs. The SCs also have a lower proportion of households with toilet facilities as compared to the All India average. States with low sanitation coverage in 2001 that improved coverage by 4 to 10 percentage points are Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh, Daman and Diu, Haryana, Sikkim, Punjab, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Goa and Uttarakhand registered increased coverage by more than 20 percentage points. Toilet density, across states, it has been found that toilet density was below 10% in 2010 for Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, reflecting a lack of access to telephones in these relatively poorer states. On the other hand, for states like Delhi and Himachal Pradesh and metropolitan cities like Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai, toilet density was over 100% in 2010, implying that individuals have more than one telephone connection. Road density. The road length per 100 km2 was less than the national average of 81 km per 100 km2 in Chhattisgarh. The rural areas of Chhattisgarh failed to meet their targets of constructing new roads under PMGSY. Demographics. Chhattisgarh is primarily a rural state with only 20% of population residing in urban areas. According to the report from the Government of India, at least 34% are scheduled tribes, 12% are scheduled castes and over 50% belong to official list of OBC. Plain area is numerically dominated by castes such as Teli, Satnami and Kurmi. While forest area is mainly occupied by tribes such as Gand, Halbai, Hauba and Kamar Bija and Arain. Religion. There were 22.8 million people in Chhattisgarh as per the census 2011, of which 98.30% were Hindu, 1% Muslim and 0.7% Christian. Chhattisgarh now has the highest Hindu percentage in the world by state. Language. The official language of the state is Hindi and is used by non-rural population of the state. Chhattisgarhi, a dialect of Hindi language, is spoken and understood by the majority of people in Chhattisgarh. Telugu is also spoken in parts of Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarhi was known as Kulturhi to the surrounding hill people and as Laria to Sambalpuri and Orio speakers. Khazali and Oriya are also spoken by a lot of people. As well as Bojari is also spoken by a lot of people. Status of women. Chhattisgarh has a high female-male sex ratio, ranking at the 5th position among other states of India. Although this ratio is small compared to other states, it is unique in India because Chhattisgarh is the 10th largest state in India. The gender ratio has been steadily declining over 20th century in Chhattisgarh. But it is conspicuous that Chhattisgarh always had a better female-to-male ratio compared with national average. Probably, such social composition also results in some customs and cultural practices that seem unique to Chhattisgarh. The regional variants are common in India's diverse cultural pattern. Rural women, although poor, are independent, better organized, socially outspoken. According to another local custom, women can choose to terminate a marriage relationship through a custom called Chudai Parinana, if she desires. Most of the old temples and shrines here are related to women power, and the existence of these temples gives insight into historical and current social fabric of this state. However, a mention of these progressive local customs in no way suggests that the ideology of female subservience does not exist in Chhattisgarh. On the contrary, the male authority and dominance is seen quite clearly in the social and cultural life. Detailed information on aspects of women's status in Chhattisgarh can be found in a situational analysis of women and girls in Chhattisgarh prepared in 2004 by the National Commission of Women, a statutory body belonging to Government of India. Witchcraft, in order to bring about social reforms and with a view to discourage undesirable social practices, Chhattisgarh government has enacted the Chhattisgarh-Chattīsgaṛh Act, 2005 against witchery. Much has to be done on the issue of law enforcement by judicial authorities to protect women in this regard, bringing such persecution to an end. Some sections of tribal population of Chhattisgarh state believe in witchcraft. Women are believed to have access to supernatural forces and are accused of being witches, often to settle personal scores. As of 2010, they are still hounded out of villages on the basis of flimsy accusations by male village sorcerers paid to do so by villagers with personal agendas, such as property and goods acquisition. According to National Geographic Channel unregistered trademark investigations, those accused are fortunate if they are only verbally bullied and shunned or exiled from their village. Culture. The state hosts many religious sects such as Satnami Panth, Kabir Panth, Ramnami Samaj and others. Champaran is a small town with religious significance as the birthplace of the Saint Vallabhacharya, increasingly important as a pilgrimage site for the Gujarati community. Chhattisgarh has a significant role in the life of Lord Rama. Lord Rama along with his wife Sita and his younger brother Lakshman had started his Vanvas in the Bastar region of Chhattisgarh. They lived more than 10 years of their 14 years of Vanvas in different places of Chhattisgarh. One of the remarkable places Shivrinarayan, which is nearby Bilaspur district of Chhattisgarh. Shivrinarayan was named after an old lady Shibari. When Ram visited Shibari, she said, "I do not have anything to offer other than my heart, but here are some berry fruits. May it please you, my lord." Saying so, Shibari offered the fruits she had meticulously collected to Rama. When Rama was tasting them, Lakshmana raised the concern that Shibari had already tasted them and therefore unworthy of eating. To this Rama said that of the many types of food he had tasted, nothing could equal these berry fruits, offered with such devotion. You taste them, then alone will you know. Whomsoever offers a fruit, leaf, flower or some water with love, I partake it with great joy. More details at Shibari. The Oriya culture is prominent in the eastern parts of Chhattisgarh bordering Odisha. Crafts. Chhattisgarh is known for kosa silk, and lost waxot. Besides saris and salwar suits, the fabric is used to create lehengas, stoles, shawls and menswear including jackets, shirts, acorns and sherwanis. Works by the internationally renowned sculptor, Sushil Sarkhujar's Tokranandi, are available at Government's Shibari Handicrafts Emporium, Raipur. Dance, Panthi, Rohit Natcher Pandwani, Chhatra, Kaksa, Sela and Sur are the several indigenous dance styles of Chhattisgarh. Panthi, the folk dance of the Satnami community, has religious overtones. Panthi is performed on Maghi Purnima, the anniversary of the birth of Guru Alsadas. The dancers dance around a jachkam set up for the occasion, to songs eulogizing their spiritual head. The songs reflect a view of nirvana, conveying the spirit of their guru's renunciation and the teachings of saint poets like Kabir, Ramdas and Dad. Dancers with bent torsos and swinging arms dance, carried away by their devotion. As the rhythm quickens, they perform acrobatics and form human pyramids. Pandwani, Pandavani is a folk ballad form performed predominantly in Chhattisgarh. It depicts the story of the Pandavas, the leading characters in the epic Mahabharata. The artists in the Pandavani narration consist of a lead artist and some supporting singers and musicians. There are two styles of narration in Pandavani, Vedamati and Kapalik. In the Vedamati style, the lead artist narrates in a simple manner by sitting on the floor throughout the performance. The Kapalik style is livelier, where the narrator actually enacts the scenes and characters. Rohit Natcher, the folk dance of cowherds, is a traditional dance of Yadvanshis as symbol of worship to Krishna from the fourth day of Diyali, Govardhan Puja, till the time of death Upthani Ekadashi, which is the 11th day after Diwali according to the Hindu calendar. The dance closely resembles Krishna's dance with the gopi. In Bilaspur, the Rawat Nach Mahotsav folk dance festival is organized annually since 1978. Tens of hundreds of Rawat dancers from remote areas participate. Natcher, or Suar tribal dance in Chhattisgarh is also known as Parrot Dance. It is a symbolic form of dancing related to worship. Dancers keep a parrot in a bamboo pot and form a circle around it. Then performers sing and dance, moving around it with clapping. This is one of the main dance form of tribal women of Chhattisgarh. Karma, tribal groups like Guns, the Bakers and the Auroranes in Chhattisgarh have Karma dance as part of their culture. Both men and women arrange themselves in 2 rows and follow the rhythmic steps, directed by the singer group. The Karma tribal dance marks the end of the rainy season and the advent of spring season. Other state people cultural contribution, Lata Mangeshkar sings song for Chhattisgarhi film Bakla of Dhriti Pati Sukha. Mohmd Rafi sings song for Chhattisgarhi film. He had also sung songs for various Chhattisgarhi films like Gardwar, Kahi Dub Sands, Punike Chanda, etc. Theatre. Theatre is known as Gamut in Chhattisgarh. Pandavani is one of the lyrical forms of this theatre. Several acclaimed plays of Habib Tanvir, such as Sharanda's Chaur, are variations of Chhattisgarhi theatre. Film industry. Kollywood is Chhattisgarh's film industries. Every year many Chhattisgarhi film produced by local producers. Traditional food. The state of Chhattisgarh is known as the rice bowl of central India and has a rich tradition of food culture. Most of the traditional and tribal foods are made of rice and rice flour, curd and a variety of green leafy vegetables like lal bhaji, chale bhaji, shij bhaji, kayanda bhaji, kocho pata, kokhta and bohar bhaji. Badi and Baijari are optional food categories. Gulgula, Bidyar, Dadvara, Bafoli, Kaisli, Baloshahi and Kurmi fall in sweet categories. Some well-known breakfast dishes made out of rice and rice flour include faramuthia, anjakar roti, chowsara roti, etc. One of the common meal during the scorching summer is barbasi, which mainly consists of cooked rice dipped water buttermilk. It is mostly accompanied by pickle and raw onion. It helps maintain the water levels in the body, keeping it cool and hydrated during the hot and arid summer days. The tribal and village population enjoys delicacy brew made of small, creamy white fruit of a local tree called mayua. Economy. Chhattisgarh's gross state domestic product for 2010 is estimated at 60,079 Indian rupees crore in current prices. The economy of Chhattisgarh has grown rapidly in recent years with a growth rate of 11.49% in GDP for 2009 Euro 2010. Chhattisgarh Euro unregistered trademark S success factors in achieving high growth rate are growth in agriculture and industrial production. Tea production. Chhattisgarh state is ranked as the 17th tea production state in India. The districts Jashpur and Sagarjai are favorable tea production areas. In the Jashpur district the first tea plantation in Brahmanisthalaya Sogra Ashram the direction of Pujya Pad Gurupad Baba Ji. Tea production start after 2 years by Sogra Ashram Tea Processing Unit established in Sogra Ashram and the unit name is AGHOR Tea Processing Plant. Forest Department also start tea plantation motivated by Sogra Ashram in Sagarjai DISTT. Tea nursery developing by Margdarshan Sansthan Agriculture College Ambikapur, Sagarjai. Agriculture. Agriculture is counted as the chief economic occupation of the state. According to a government estimate, net sown area of the state is 4.828 million hectares and the gross sown area is 5.788 million hectares. Horticulture and animal husbandry also engage a major share of the total population of the state. About 80% of the population of the state is rural and the main livelihood of the villages is agriculture and agriculture-based small industry. The majority of the farmers are still practicing the traditional methods of cultivation, resulting in low growth rates and productivity. The farmers have to be made aware of modern technologies suitable to their holdings. Providing adequate knowledge to the farmers is essential for better implementation of the agricultural development plans and to improve the productivity. Considering this and a very limited irrigated area, the productivity of not only rice but also other crops is low, hence the farmers are unable to obtain economic benefits from agriculture and it has remained as subsistence agriculture till now. Agricultural products, the main crops are rice, maize, kodo kutki and other small millets and pulses. Oil seeds, such as groundnuts, soybeans and sunflowers, are also grown. In the mid-1990s, most of Chhattisgarh was still a monocrop belt. Only 1/4 to 1/5 of the sown area was double-cropped. When a very substantial portion of the population is dependent on agriculture, a situation where nearly 80% of the state's area is covered only by one crop, immediate attention to turn them into double-crop areas is needed. Also, very few cash crops are grown in Chhattisgarh, so there is a need to diversify the agriculture produced towards oilseeds and other cash crops. Chhattisgarh is also called the rice bowl of central India. Irrigation: in Chhattisgarh, rice, the main crop, is grown on about 77% of the net sown area. Only about 20% of the area is under irrigation. The rest depends on rain. Of the three agroclimatic zones, about 73% of the Chhattisgarh plains, 97% of the Baystar Plateau and 95% of the northern hills are rain-fed. The irrigated area available for double cropping is only 87,000 ha in Chhattisgarh Plains and 2,300 ha in Baystar Plateau in northern hills. Due to this, the productivity of rice and other crops is low, hence the farmers are unable to obtain economic benefits from agriculture and it has remained as subsistence agriculture till now, though agriculture is the main occupation of more than 80% of the population. In Chhattisgarh region about 22% of net cropped area was under irrigation as compared to 36.5% in Madhya Pradesh in 1998-99, whereas the average national irrigation was about 40%. The irrigation is characterized by a high order of variability ranging from 1.6% in Baystar to 75.0% in tʃʰʌttiː. Based on an average growth trend in irrigated area, about 0.43% additional area is brought under irrigation every year as compared to 1.89% in Madhya Pradesh and 1.0% in the country as a whole. Thus, irrigation has been growing at a very low rate in Chhattisgarh and the pace of irrigation is so slow, it would take about 122 years to reach the 75% level of net irrigated area in Chhattisgarh at the present rate of growth. Chhattisgarh has a limited irrigation system, with dams and canals on some rivers. Average rainfall in the state is around 1400 mm and the entire state falls under the rice agroclimatic zone. Large variation in the yearly rainfall directly affects the production of rice. Irrigation is the prime need of the state for its overall development and therefore the state government is given top priority to development of irrigation. A total of 4 major, 33 medium and 2199 minor irrigation projects have been completed and 5 major, 9 medium and 312 minor projects are under construction, as of March 31, 2006. Industrial sector, power sector. Chhattisgarh is one of the few states of India where the power sector is effectively developed. Based on the current production of surplus electric power, the position of the state is comfortable and profitable. The Chhattisgarh State Electricity Board is in a strong position to meet the electricity requirement of the new state and is in good financial health. Chhattisgarh provides electricity to several other states because of surplus production and its power hubs are Korba and Bilaspur. In Chhattisgarh, NTPC has a thermal plant with the capacity of 2100 MW at Saiput, Bilaspur, while CSEB's units have a thermal capacity of 1780 MW and hydel capacity of 130 MW. Apart from NTPC and CSEB, there are a number of private generation units of large and small capacity. The state government has pursued a liberal policy with regard to captive generation which has resulted in a number of private players coming up. As per a study made by the Power Finance Corporation Limited, New Delhi, the state has potential of 61,000 MW of additional thermal power in terms of availability of coal for more than 100 years and more than 2,500 MW hydel capacity. To use this vast potential, substantial additions to the existing generation capacity are already underway. Steel sector. The steel industry is one of the biggest heavy industries of Chhattisgarh. Bhilai Steel Plant, Bhilai operated by SAIL, with a capacity of 5.4 million tons per year, is regarded as a significant growth indicator of the state. More than 100 steel rolling mills, 90 sponge iron plants and ferroalloy units are in Chhattisgarh. Along with Bhilai, today Raipur, Bilaspur, Korba and Raigarh have become the steel hub of Chhattisgarh. Today, Raipur has become the center of the steel sector, the biggest market for steel in India. Aluminium sector. The aluminium industry of Chhattisgarh was established by Parrot Aluminium Company Limited, which has a capacity of around 1 million tons each year. Natural resources. Forest occupy 41.33% of the total area and the rich forest resources include wood, tendu leaves, honey and lac. Mineral deposits. Chhattisgarh is rich in minerals. It produces 20% of the country's total cement produce. It ranks first in the nation for coal production and second in reserves, third in iron ore production and first in tin production. Limestone, dolomite and bauxite are abundant. It is the only tin ore producing state in the country. Other minerals include corundum, garnet, quartz, marble, alexandrite and diamonds. Information and technologies. In recent years, Chhattisgarh is also getting exposure in information technology projects and consultancy. Its government is also promoting IT and has set up a body to take care of the IT solutions. The body, known as CHIPS, is providing large IT projects such as Choice, Swami, etc. Major companies. Major companies with a presence in the state include Metal Bhilai Steel Plant, Jindal Steel and Power, Parrot Aluminium Company, Oil, Indian Oil Corporation, Engineering, Simplex Casting Limited, Real Estate, CHPL Dream Homes, Mining, NMDC, Southeastern Coalfields, Power NTPC, Lanco Infratech, KSK Energy Ventures, Bandhana Vidyut, Chhattisgarh State Power Generation Company. Exports. Chhattisgarh unregistered trademark total exports were $353.3 million in 2009 October. Nearly 75% of exports comes from Bhilai and the remaining from Ala, Banpurai and Sergti. The major exports products include steel, handicrafts, handlooms, blended yarn, food and agri-products, iron, aluminium, cement, minerals and engineering products. CSIDC is the nodal agency of the government of Chhattisgarh for export promotion in the state. Tourism. Chhattisgarh, situated in the heart of India, is endowed with a rich cultural heritage and attractive natural diversity. The state is full of ancient monuments, rare wildlife, exquisitely carved temples, Buddhist sites, palaces, waterfalls, caves, rock paintings and hill plateaus. Most of these sites are untouched and unexplored and offer a unique and alternate experience to tourists, compared to traditional destinations which have become overcrowded. For tourists who are tired of the crowds at major destinations will like the Baystar district, with its unique cultural and ecological identity. The green state of Chhattisgarh has 41.33% of its area under forests and is one of the richest biodiversity areas in the country. Waterfalls. Beautiful waterfalls in Chhattisgarh are Akurainala and Amritdhara waterfalls, Gavarat waterfall, Ramdahar waterfall in Korea district, Tiger Point waterfall at Mainpat in Sagurjar district and Chitrakoot and Tirithka waterfalls in Baystar district. Hot spring, known as Tarpani, the hot spring flows in Balrampur district. This hot spring flows throughout the year. It is reputed to have medicinal properties due to high amount of sodium in it and NTPC National Thermal Power Corporation is developing a geothermal power plant here which is described as first geothermal power plant of India. Caves, Gadiyar Mountain in Kanko district, Kotumsa Cave and Kailash Gufa in Baystar district, Ramka and Sita Bingra in Sagarjar district and Singhampa Cave in Raipur district with prehistoric paintings are well known. National parks and wildlife sanctuaries: Achanakma Wildlife Sanctuary in the Bilaspur district, Gamada Reserve Forest at Saranga in the Raigad district, Indravati National Park and Kangagati National Park in the Bastar district, Banawapara Wildlife Sanctuary in the Mahasaman district, Udanti Wildlife Sanctuary in the Raipur district, and Saitnaji Wildlife Sanctuary in the Tamtari district are good places for ecotourism. Archaeological sites: archaeological sites worth seeing are Basur in Dantewada district, Malhore and Ratanpur in Bilaspur district, Sirpur in Mahasaman district and Sagarjar in Sagarjar district. A small picnic spot with waterfall on the extremity of Satpura Ranga along with a stone inscription of c. 1st century CE is found at Damodara in Jangir Champa district. Temples: notable and ancient temples in Chhattisgarh include Porandeo Temple near Kawada in Kabardam district, Rajavlochan Temple at Rajiman Champaran in Raipur district, Chandrahasini Devi Temple at Chandrapur, Vishnu Temple at Jangir, Damothera and Sivarin Rayana Laxmana Rayana Temple in Jangir Champa district, Bambleshwari Temple at Dongaga in Rajandgaon district, Danteshwari Temple in Dantewada district, Diurani Jafani Temple at Talagram and Mayamaya Temple at Ratanpur in Bilaspur district, Laxman Temple at Sirpur in Mahasaman district, Awasajaharam Pashwa Tirth at Nagpur in Durg district, Pali with Lord Shiva Temple and Karad with Lakshmaneswar Temple, Patal Bhairavi Temple in outer area of Rajandgaon. Girodpura is a religious place for the Satnamis. They are the followers of Saishnam Panth. Sirpur is proposed World Heritage Site and Malhore are of historical significance, as they were visited by Xuanzang, the Chinese historian. Maumabaka Temple at Basu. Dams: Horst of Bango Dam, Qdr Dam in Lormi and Qtarhat Dam in Ratanpur and Gangrel Dam and Moramsili Dam in Tamtari are some of the important dams in Chhattisgarh. Education. According to the census of 2011, Chhattisgarh's literacy, the most basic indicator of education, was at 71.04%. Female literacy is at 60.59%. Absolute literates and literacy rate, data from Census of India, 2011. Universities. Bastar Vishwavidyalaya is one of the new universities erected at the same time as Sagarjar University. Bastar University is bifurcated from P.T. Ravishankar Shaikla University, Raipur. Premier institutes in Chhattisgarh: there are 4 premier professional institutes in the state of Chhattisgarh. Indian Institute of Management Raipur, National Institute of Technology Raipur, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Raipur, Hydayatollah National Law University, Guru Alzadas Vishwavidyalaya, Kumthenu University Anjora Durg. Other universities: Guru Alzadas University, Pandit Ravishankar Shaikla University, Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekananda Technical University, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Pandit Sundalal Sharma University, Guru Alzadas University. Guru Alzadas Vishwavidyalaya is the central university of the Chhattisgarh state. Established in the year 1983, the university was centralized under the Act 2009. The first vice-chancellor of the university after it got centralized was Dr. Lakshman Chaturvedi, who retired on February 28, 2014. At present, the acting VC is Drive Kokha. The university provides Honors degree in various courses like BA, BSc, B.Tech, BE, etc. Sagarjar University, Sagarjar Vishwavidyalaya was established and incorporated by Chhattisgarh Vishwavidyalaya Adhiniyam No. 18 of 2008. The territorial jurisdiction of the university is the entire Sagarjar division comprising the revenue districts of Korea, Sagarjar, and Jaspur. It started functioning from September 2, 2008. Sagarjar is a fast-growing industrial area, having a large number of small industrial units. The jurisdiction is the nerve center of business, especially coal, forestry, and natural resources, including medicinal trees. The region has a very rich historical and cultural heritage. The university is situated in a tribally enriched, socially and economically challenged area of Chhattisgarh state. At present the university is partially residential and fully one, having its jurisdiction spread over the Sagarjar Revenue Division. At present the university has 42 affiliated colleges offering various courses in arts, science, commerce, education, law, management, and social science. Ambikapur town is a municipal corporation and is well connected with all parts of the country by road and rail also. Recently this town is connected with Durg, Raipur, Bilaspur and Anuppur of SECR. The railway station is 4 km away from town. Frequent local transport is available for reaching the university. The nearest railway zone and main railway is Bilaspur in SECR, 235 km away. Raipur, the capital of Chhattisgarh, is 350 km away, which is the nearest airport. Dr. Cv Raman University Drive. Cv Raman University was established on November 3, 2006, and inaugurated on October 14, 2007 by Honorable Shri Suresh Pachari, in the presence of senior ministers of GoCG, Shri Amar Agarwal and Dr. Krishna Murthy Bandi, Shri Santosh Kumar Chaubey, Dr. A.S. Ojankar, along with other members of the Parliament and MLAs of various constituencies. The Dr. C.V. Raman University, Chhattisgarh, is a premium university that maintains a unique pedagogy and innovative teaching methodology. The cool, serene ambience of the campus provides an ideal academic environment for the students, away from the concrete jungle of the city. Media and communications: print media, Times of India, Hindustan Times, Central Chronicle, The Hitavada, The Statesman, Dainik Bhaskar, Nai Junior, Patrika, Navabharat, Haribhumi. Telecommunications: Airtel, SL, BSNL, Idea Cellular, Reliance Mobile, Tata Docomo, Vodafone, Videocon. Television: Airtel Digital TV, Dish TV, Reliance Digital TV, Tata Sky, Videocon D2H, Big TV. Radio: All India Radio, 94.3 MY FM, Radio Rangiela, Radio Murkai, Radio Tadka. See also: Outline of India, Index of India-related articles, Bibliography of India, India at Wikipedia Books. Gyan Vani, Notes. References: Books on Chhattisgarh, AAAAA Currency, A Currency, OEA, A Currency, AA Currency, A Currency, A Currency, AAN Euro, AA Currency, AAA Currency, A Yen Euro, A Currency, OEA, A Currency, OEA Currency, Tribes, A Currency, AA Currency, OEA Currency, Castes, AAAA Currency, A Currency, OEA, A Currency, AA Currency, A Currency, A Currency, AAN Euro, AA Currency, AAA Currency, A Yen Euro, AAN A Currency, A Currency, AA Currency, OEA Yen Euro, AAN Currency. http www.scribd.com/7203096 Dr. Sanjay Alung CG Kiri Yasjamandaria Hindi, Desbandhu Publication Division, AAN Currency, AAN Euro, AA Currency, AA, Desbandhu Publication Division, A Currency, AAN Euro, AA Currency, AAA. Currency, AAN Euro, AAN Currency, AAN Currency, AAN AA, Desbandhu Publication Division, Chhattisgarh, Beautiful and Bountiful, Ramesh Duangan and Sunil Tutja, Chhattisgarh Samagra, C.K. Chandrakar, Chhattisgarhi-speaking, C.K. Chandrakar, Manak Chhattisgarhi Vyakaran, C.K. Chandrakar, Chhattisgarhi Muarakosh, Lawrence Babb, The Divine Hierarchy, Popular Hinduism in Central India, Saurabh Dube, Untouchable Pasts, Religion, Identity and Power Among a Central Indian Community, 1780–1950, Ramdas Lam, Wrapped in the Name, Ramnamis, Ramnam and Untouchable Religion in Central India, Chad Borman. Identifying the Saishnam, Hindu Satnamis, Indian Christians and Dalit Religion in Colonial Chhattisgarh, India. List of books by Professor H. L. Scheikler. External links: Chhattisgarh Travel Guide from Waikiki Voyage, Chhattisgarh News, Chhattisgarh's Traditional Recipes Cuisine.